Hello Bob, we've got your green Camaro up on the hoist. We'll show you some things to you here, and Amanda or Eric will contact you. But if you look here, you can see some differential fluid leaking out of the differential. So this seal here is leaking. It does not look like it's the pinion seal, which is up here. That looks dry in that location. So the diff cover's got to be resealed, and the differential is making noise as well. So the gear should be looked at. If we look at the this area here on the exhaust, they forgot to weld this last ½ inch or so, so that should be welded up. The slip yoke going into the back of the transmission, this looks like it's too short. Depending on how long that piece is, the bushing for the extension housing is going to be around this location to about there. So if that doesn't go all the way through there, then we're basically going to have a problem with that bushing later on. And if we look at these leaks, the transmission is quite coated with oil and transmission fluid, and looks like a little bit of antifreeze too. So if we look here, we've got some transmission fluid there. That looks like antifreeze there. This vent here has been soaked. If we look inside here where the pump is, you can see this area here, this area right here looks a little bit wet. So the pump may be leaking. Some of that could be from this vent. It's kind of hard to say. If we look over at the modulator, you can see antifreeze leaking off of it. And we've got a bunch of engine oil off the starter here. Way up at the rocker cover, they're soaked with engine oil. So right up here where the red light is, that's a rocker cover gasket, and this is all soaked. Oil's pouring down there. And if we look at the front, we'll see a bunch of antifreeze here. So you can see some antifreeze dripping off of there. It looks like it probably came from the water pump. The vent hole, it's hard to shoot it with the laser here, but the vent hole up here where the water pump is, it's got some residue, and then antifreeze has been leaking down that hose. So that's what it looks like. The upper control arm, there's an adjusting nut and bolt here, and that nut looks loose, so there's a little gap right there. A lot of times there'll be shims to do your camber adjustments, but this one looks like the nut's loose, and that's going to be moving in and out when you're going over bumps and stuff, so that really should be addressed right away. A little bit of a power steering leak as well, so this is all soaked, but it's kind of hard when there's so much antifreeze and oil under there to decide what actually is going on. So transmission wise, definitely we've got indication of a pan leak as well. And this linkage here, so this here is missing a clip. Like, this shouldn't be loose like that. So we're going to have to tighten that up. We weren't able to get manual low hold back, and the transmission was shifting really early. It really actually worked quite poorly, so we're going to talk about the transmission stuff as well. So again, that's about what we found underneath here. So Eric or Amanda will contact you and we'll go from there. Thanks.